How would you feel knowing that someone is masturbating to you? Dude, do not tell them. Seriously, it's not going to go well. I love that this was your first thought, because it was mine as well. I feel like this is a case where, if you have to ask, you already know the answer. Isn't good? Most of the time I would agree with you. However, my best friend did this once while drunk AF. Turns out we both felt the same way. A year later things are going pretty well. That's nice. Most of the time it does not go that way, meaning one person is left feeling violated and both have to mourn the loss of a friendship, which is a shame. Good for you guys though. Also, now I'm feeling like a total mom. But I hope we all do not still require alcohol to open up to each other. Communication is key. Most men don't realize that women actually get notifications when this happens. Back in my hot days, I did actually come to this conclusion. If it was late at night and I started thinking about some random dude that I wasn't into, I did actually think that was them thinking about me. I'd forgotten that. It has been a while. Depends on who it is, but it would probably be a mix of emotions like flattery, shock, confusion, and disgust, and then ultimately me saying nice. 45 years old with a dad bod, not most attractive man at all, no pics on profile. I would think that they were lying honestly. With all the random ass people I've jerked off to over the years some I'm not even attracted to. Go figure. I think most people would be surprised how many people have fantasized about them. I often think that it would be cool in the afterlife if you get to see a giant scorecard of everything, one of which would be a list of people who masturbated to your image. Would be fascinating and disturbing AF. I was skeeved out because the guy sent a pic of his jizz on a tablet that had my pic on it, but that is what I get for posting on FetLife. My partner masturbates to me often. It's really ducking hot. My ex, who I am best friends with, accidentally admitted to masturbating to me over text. She freaked out before I could even react. I should have said something along the lines of, "Oh, I fap to you too," but I missed the opportunity. That would depend. Like if someone said, "I jerked off thinking of you last night. No big deal. Glad I could help." V stroking off while staring at me while we are at the bus stop is a whole other thing. To begin, I really do not intend to sound like a shallow twit. However, as an individual who has spent a majority of her life having her looks be the most commonly commented on aspects of me, it is absolutely disgusting, humiliating, unnerving, detrimental and confusing situations to deal with. For some reason society seems to think we enjoy the lewd comments we hear. To be looked at as nothing more than a piece of it does things to our confidence that therapy struggles to resolve. Sure, there are some who revel in the attention and lean into the visual appeal. But honestly, I wish my brain, my heart, my passion or nearly any other thing was the primary vision that was seen when looked at. I've known a few attractive women to know this to be very true. I also know many men of all ages who talk about nothing but sexy women. Then there's me who would not dream of even starting a conversation with a woman I do not know unless it felt appropriate. I'm not shy. The reasons are what I've just said. So yeah, women ask rude. I once read that complimenting someone on their looks is a bit like congratulating them for having good genes, lol. It's pretty awesome actually. It has happened a few times where my girlfriend and I get home from work and are both horny. She gets home first, so she is already showered and ready. Then while I'm in the shower, she will start pleasuring herself thinking about what I'm about to do to her. It's a huge turn on to come out of the bathroom to her in full bean flicking action, demanding me inside her. A great ego boost moment to feel like I'm desirable. As long as she will not try to have direct sexual interaction attempt. It would warm my cold, dead heart. This is a kink of mine. I've been indulging it for years. I will tell you how I do it for anyone who might be interested in doing something similar. I have some friends who do this with me, and I also do it with women I meet online, which usually means Reddit. I make audio recordings of myself jacking off to said women. They send pics or something I can use, so I use it and send them the audio. I do not do video for personal reasons, but that's another thing you could do. I send the file over email or text. I record and send straight from my phone so it's easy. After I send the file, they enjoy it and let me know if I made them come, how many times, how they did it, or whatever I want to know. Sometimes I get videos of them using the audio, so that's kind of funny. I'm watching her fap to me fapping to her. I call it fapception. So in the end I can keep track of who's masturbating to me and also indulge the other part of it, which is letting them know I masturbate to them. It's a very effective way of indulging in this kink. A lot of people have these types of arrangements. You might be surprised how many young conventionally attractive women like knowing you got off to them. It's definitely more common than it seems. Anyway, I hope this is both a good explanation of my feelings on the matter and helpful to people who feel similarly. How do you meet these women? I cannot even get a woman to say hi. Usually on Reddit. There are R4R subs that connect you with women who like to message or chat or roleplay or whatever you re into. You might want to try those. The way I usually meet them is by posting and replying on Reddit or R6. Both of those are interesting anyway. If sexuality interests you, I talk about my kinks whenever I feel like it, and sometimes I get messages or chat requests from that. I once commented cheating is hot and got a random PM from someone I ended up having fun with for a couple months. A couple PMs have come from just complimenting women on this site. There really are women on Reddit who like having fun online. There are a lot. Honestly, it's not unusual at all. I've had people tell me that before. Whether it's flattering or gross depends on the context. Honestly, if I'm feeling horny and all lonely, it can be a nice ego boost, but if the guy gets creepy, I lose interest almost right away. It's tough to define what creepy means here, but I know it when I feel it. I had a friend tell me he masturbated to the thought of us together. I told him we weren't compatible in that way and not to make it a weird situation. We're still good friends and it hasn't been brought up again. From a sex worker it probably happens, but I jaff. If it makes them happy, I'm happy for them. Really uncle, not again. Since I'm known by some as that girl with the ass, I already know there's been at least a few. Most guys who I can imagine have probably jacked off to me have been incredibly kind, so I'm not completely offended. We all do it I guess. But there is one guy who I went to high school, college, and church with who puts on a super innocent puritanical front, but is actually a huge perv. I've had the misfortune of dealing with his grabby fingers firsthand. He is the only person who I did rather smash his face into the ground than let him think of me in that way. It's kinda weird. I had an ex who said before we dated him and his ex got into a fight because she saw his search history where he was looking up women who looked like me to jerk off to as I was a longtime friend who looked the opposite of her. Well, if it was someone I had a sexual relationship with, I might be flattered, but I'm married, and I don't think my husband jerks off to me. If he wanted to get his rocks off looking at me, we would just have sex. So other than that I would be disturbed and creeped out. Here's a genuine answer for you. I've had about 6 girls confess to me that they've masturbated to me. Personally, I find it extremely flattering. Being as one can find basically any porn they want, any body type they want, any fetish or anything. It's very flattering they chose me. I didn't find it creepy or any negative emotions. Mostly flattering. Pretty hot and like, it was nice that they were honest about it. Sex and sexual feelings leave one very vulnerable, so having someone admit something like that was also an awesome sign of trust and honesty. I'm Jude. Not particularly attractive. Not hideous. I could probably step it up a level if I tried. Never really tried. I used to have these really nice dress pants. Apparently they showed off my ass quite well. One day waiting for the bus there was this dumpy lady a decade older than me leering at me. Felt like a piece of meat. Not a great feeling. Not excited about her going home and smashing the button to her memory of me. As with all things sexually related, 1. Be attractive. 2. Do not be unattractive. This applies in this scenario. Hot person doing it and thinking of you. Awesome. Fuggo. Fatty. Slob. Hard pass. Of course. If you re the beta sharing the info, You'd better make certain that you know the person's kinks regardless, as there are exceptions. Dat. Stop, we have guests. As long as there is direct eye contact, then I am okay with it. When I had hair and was in good shape, a girl that I was not dating but hung out with from time to time admitted that she would think of me while in the shower sometimes. I was flattered and loved knowing that. If you're rethinking of telling someone, don't. But that aside, if I found out male, just to clarify, I would be flattered if someone told me outright. In case if we weren't dating, I would be creeped out. If we were dating, I would be, well, not creeped out, but not telling me would be better than telling me, if you understand what I'm saying. If it was a cute woman, a guy would be totally into it. If, however, it was a 73-year-old man, I would also be into it. Beggars cannot be choosers. I want to see a stat for this after I die, like a number and or list. I'm genuinely very curious. But as for my answer, I love hearing it from a partner. But I really would not want to hear it directly from anyone else, regardless of their intent. Like, as much as I'm curious about it, I do not want to have to deal with that interaction at all. Jinchi, the guy I'm seeing, totally fine with it. Other people, the thought never crossed my mind until several years ago when my ex admitted to doing it before we were dating, then proceeded to name all my male friends and tell me they probably thought of me while they masturbated. Too. I didn't need to know that. It kind of creeps me out. For some reason. If some oracle came down from the heavens and told me that the thought of me made someone bust, but said oracle didn't tell me who it was, I'd be okay with that. If the nutbuster in question told me themselves, it would be a little awkward if it was unprompted. I would be uncomfortable, like if this is someone I don't know well. Just know, that's honestly creepy, and I don't want to know that. Of course it's a lot different in a relationship with someone that you're intimate with. Like, of course people are gonna masturbate to other people, but like, keep that to the vast majority of people I see in real life are strangers, and a lot of them are really old dudes, so no, I really don't want to know. I'm not into old men. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing for more videos.